One Piece is pretty damn popular. In fact, it's the most popular manga of all time, selling more than 380 million copies. As you'd expect, this means that the franchise has expanded beyond manga, and one form of media in particular is video games. Anyone who's seen this series would expect it to be great for fighting games, and one of the latest video games based on the series is just that. One Piece Burning Blood is certainly an interesting one. It's a 3D fighting game pitting one character at a time against each other and allows you to take a team of 3 into a fight. What this means is that at any point in the fight you can switch out to any of the other members in your party. This honestly does wonders in regards to balancing out the roster. Characters normally have a devil fruit or haki. If a character has a Logia power, 99% of the time they're going to kick the ass of someone who has a paramecia and has no haki. This would seem extremely unfair, but luckily by having 3 people in your party you can make sure you have all the different battle styles covered. For example, if you were playing as Luffy pre-timeskip and your enemy brought out Crocodile, a Logia user, you'd bring out Sabo to hit him in his Logia mode. The more powerful characters also cost more pirate points, which are used in battles to make up your composition and spend in support characters, which give you a multitude of benefits. This means by using a weaker character you'll have more pirate points to spend on support characters, helping to keep you in the fight. However, while this helps balance everything on normal play, occasionally in the various modes you'll be forced to play as just one character, and depending on who you're up against you're gonna have a bloody hard time. If you see Whitebeard charging this attack, you're fucked. Speaking of the various modes, you get a decent amount of options, but they're all essentially the same. The story mode is a decent length for sure, but for whatever reason it only covers the Marineford arc of the manga. As a result, the entire mode is essentially the same thing over and over, as you're stuck on similar looking maps using barely any of the characters in the roster, as it only makes use of the ones that were present in the war. Considering One Piece has been going on for more than 20 years, there's a lot of different arcs that could have been used, and it seems like a waste to focus only on one arc. Similarly, the game has an absolutely tiny roster of maps. 9 maps are available overall, and get this, 3 of them are based on Marineford. Barely any of the arcs get represented in this game, and some of the maps are absolutely stupid choices. Island? Really? Is Island one of the most recognisable settings in One Piece? If you're a fan of Thriller Bark, Enies Lobby, Punk Hazard, to name a few, you won't find any love here. Don't worry though, at least you have 3 Marineford maps. Something that's also baffling is the roster, though it's not as infuriating as the maps, thankfully. It's pretty huge and almost every fan favourite can be found here, with some welcome additions such as Bartholomew. However, 2 pretty famous characters, Garp and Drawbluchi, are missing from the base game entirely, being replaced by characters such as Sengoku, X-Drake and Koala. This wouldn't exactly be a deal breaker if it wasn't for the fact that you can play as these 2 characters, but they're DLC. What the devs have done is pretty clever, as these characters were voted to be included in the packs by fans, so it's not like they were deliberately kept for DLC, but come on, these characters were never going to lose to the likes of Virgo and Treble. It seems to me that these characters were kept back so the DLC would sell better, and it's shady as shit. On a lighter note, as far as gameplay goes, the roster is pretty varied. Barely any of the characters felt similar when I was playing as them, and I had a good time finding myself enjoying characters I never thought I would. All the attacks are wonderfully animated and flashy, just as you'd expect from the series. The game probably isn't the most superb fighter mechanically, but hey, it serves its purpose for the fans. And now for the absolute worst thing about this game. Nobody plays it. No one. I've been playing this on and off since launch on PC, and when I get paired with someone, they're usually 500 miles away in some far off island, with my match playing out like a slideshow more than anything else. The game was more or less dead on arrival, which is pretty upsetting since multiplayer is where most of the fun of a fighter comes from. I can only vouch for the PC community of course, and I hope it's better on consoles, as questionable business practices aside, this game ain't too bad. I'm not sure it's worth retail price, but at £20 or below, I recommend One Piece fans to give it a shot. Thanks for watching folks, see you later.